Hey everybody, okay, we have a go. So I can hear myself on the last video. So I'm gonna make a lot of videos today. But I wanted to make sure that was okay before I start to make a lot and then you can't hear me. That would not be a good idea. So alright. Bold was good today. I don't know. It could have been better, but sometimes that's the case. Alright. So we have to go back from yesterday a little bit. We have Hope waiting on Carter's call to see what's going to happen because he said, remember, he said he was going to try to talk to Ridge one last time. And then if that didn't work out, he was going to go forward with the, idea, which is to, he put himself as the manager of the LLC, which means that he would be running Forrester Creations. Now, he says usually Ridge and Steffi don't even look at the paperwork. They just kind of sign and go. So I was thinking, okay, this is going to be good. It's going to work out. Okay, sorry to say, ladies and gentlemen, we might actually have a hitch in the program because, for once, I guess, Ridge looked at who was supposed to be the manager and saw the name Carter Walton and asked him very quickly, why did she sign this? Why does it say this? And I don't know what the comeback is going to be because that was the end of the episode. Now, the reason why I went slightly backwards is because I wanted to try to finish and see what was going to happen. But of course, they're going to hold it over till maybe tomorrow or maybe even Friday. So, I should have thought about that. Okay. Now, besides that, the most interesting part of today's episode for me was when Ricardo was talking to Steffi and Ridge, and Steffi put in her 2 cents, although it was more like a nickel. Although it was worthless, honestly. Because she said, now she called Hope a bad word. Now, I'm not going to say the word she called her, but I'm going to use another word in place of that word, and you can use her imagination. She said, so Hope is a little witch. Let's be honest. Yeah, it is personal. I don't like her, and I don't want to have to work with her. And then, so Carter says, oh, so that's how it is. Okay. And then she says, well, yes, she really is a freaking witch. She called her a witch. Only, twice. Twice, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah. If you had any question about if there's any animosity between Steffi and Hope, there's a lot of animosity, and it's all coming from Steffi's side. So I want to make this clear because I can see a fight on our hands, and Hope has the upper hand in my mind because she didn't resort to name calling or anything like that. She's trying to do everything above board and as nice as possible without being run over. You know what I mean? Like, she's willing to stand up for herself, but she doesn't resort to name calling. So, in my mind, if you take it out of that and put it in a business perspective, then Hope is going to win every time because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be an adult and handle it, you know? So that's where we are. But that is quite the cliffhanger for Wednesday. Now, hopefully, this is my wish that whatever happens gets resolved tomorrow, so we don't have to wait that long to see what happens. And I'm not just talking about the what's going to happen with Carter, obviously, but then also on the side, what's going to happen with Steffi, because if I was in the business, if I was the one like Rich, they're co-CEOs, okay? Which means they're at the top of the food chain, all right? So I would sit Steffi down and say, well, wait a minute. You cannot say that. And you cannot do that in a job. You're supposed to keep your personal feelings aside, number one. And number two, how old are you? You don't resort to name calling. And also, Carter could say, if they say, why'd you do this? You could say, well, the way you treated me or not treated me recently, I figured that this was the only road I had, only methodology, you know? That's what I would say. And all those are grown up words. So he's gonna, if there's a fight, he's gonna win. They're gonna win. If you put Hope and Carter as a bundle, they'll win the fight. Now, if the fight is gonna come to blows, that's what I don't know. But yeah, it's looking good for them, and looking really bad for Ridge and Steffi, because the fact that Steffi said in the first place, one thing. The fact that Ridge didn't keep her in line, another thing. Entirely, like, wrapped up, but two separate things. Because Steffi can say whatever. She shouldn't have said that. But then Ridge should have stepped in immediately and said, whoa, wait a minute. You can't say that. You can't say that. Because you're mixing personal and business. That's my piece. All right. I guess.